Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli, and for the next month or so, we're really going to concentrate on going back to school. We're going to speak with some amazing schools. We're going to speak with advocates. We're going to speak with really some just amazing people, like the one I have on today's show. But before I get to her, let me ask you a question. Did you know that you could redirect your state tax dollars and put them into funds such as GOAL, and that helps a child go to school? You might be shaking your head like, no, I didn't realize that. Well, listen, with me today, Valerie Laura, the CFO of Cumberland Academy. She does an amazing job of breaking down all the ins and outs of programs just like this. Hi, Valerie. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Gina.
Thank you so much for being on the show. How long have you been the Cumberland Academy CFO?
Actually, I've been with Cumberland since it started back in 2007. So I've seen it grow from one student to over 100 students now.
And I bet you've seen the fiscal and financial changes and challenges throughout the decade or so or more that you've worked there.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen a lot of growth. I've seen a lot of downturn, especially with COVID and everything that's happened. Our school has definitely changed a lot.
You know, every year you speak with the parents about something called GOAL, and it's GOAL. I have personal goals, you have personal goals, but what is this goal that you speak of, and how does it help parents and families, not just at Cumberland, but across the state?
Well, the Georgia Goal is a student scholarship organization that is here in the state of Georgia that allows taxpayers like you and I redirect a portion of our taxes to scholarships for students to attend the school that fits their needs.
So then this is all towards private schools, or is it just special needs schools, or what kind of schools are we talking about?
It is actually all private schools. So in 2008 is when the education expense tax credit was put into law, where taxpayers can redirect a portion of their taxes to go towards private schools, so that any student can have a choice to go to a private school, is eligible to receive the tax credit as a scholarship.
And many of which come to Cumberland Academy are deemed medically necessary to come to a specialized school that can help in the world of autism spectrum disorder. So what other schools do you know of off the top of your head that use it?
Well, locally here in Atlanta, I know Pace Academy uses the Student Scholarship Organization tax credit as scholarship. So does Westminster, so does Lovett, Holy Innocents. All these schools are participating in the program, but Cumberland is very unique because our students really need to come to this school. They get the specialized education, they get the support that they need with their learning differences, and so a lot of these families really don't have the means to come to Cumberland, and so the GOAL scholarship really helps them, provide them the means to come here and let their child get the education that fits their needs.
And I bet in addition to the SB 10 money that we receive for Lyric, we also take advantage of GOAL. So it's through the generosity of taxpayers, and you're paying your taxes anyway, so it kind of seems like a no-brainer. But, through the generosity of others redirecting that portion, we're able to send Lyric to the Cumberland Academy. So I'm so grateful, and I want to thank any taxpayers taking part of GOAL. Can you kind of further break it down? Like, how easy is it to do? I know that, I've been leery about doing it. What kinds of things can you let parents know that are maybe on the fence?
Well, I will tell you, when people start talking about taxes, it's
scary.
It is very scary. And really, the program kind of seems almost too good to be true when you think about it. We pay our taxes every year to the state of Georgia. Why not take a portion of those and redirect it towards something that you believe in and that you know that the money is going to a good cause? So let's take, for instance, I myself, as a Georgia state taxpayer, I file married. My husband and I can redirect up to $5,000 of our Georgia state taxes towards scholarships for students. So instead of giving it to the government, I get a dollar for dollar tax credit when I file my taxes. So right now for the 2024 tax year, which I think, people think that's so far in advance, but we are collecting applications now so that on the first day of 2024, those applications are given to the Department of Revenue. And that way they are approved, and you or myself will be able to pay those taxes, pay that money towards scholarships for students instead of to the government.
So then the next year when you go to file your taxes, you take your taxes to your tax man and you say, hey, I redirected $5,000. Let's just say we'll use that easy number like you mentioned,
yes,
to this. And then you get that back?
You get it as tax credit, dollar for dollar tax credit on your tax return. So let's say that my husband and I owe the Georgia states $10,000 in taxes. Well, $5,000, I get a credit for the scholarships. That way I only owe the government $5,000.
Sitting with me today, Valerie Laura, the CFO of Cumberland Academy, breaking down all the ins and outs of GOAL, which is a great tax incentive for families right here. When we get back, we're going to find out why people are so scared to do it. Stay with me.
Hi, I'm Lear Gilmars. Thanks to our friends at
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, Valerie Laura, the CFO of the Cumberland Academy, where my son goes to school and where a lot of families depend not just on the SB 10 money to offset the tuition, but also GOAL, which is an opportunity that, whether it's $1,000, $2,000, up to $3,000, whatever that family gets comes off the cost of tuition, and it helps us immensely. So, Valerie, explain why people are so scared to do it. Why are people so scared to sign up for it?
I really think that they think it's too good to be true. And then also, when people start talking about taxes, that's something that people just don't even want to think about. It's money that they're talking about. I just think
and it's money up front. It's money up front, we should say.
So when the applications go into the Department of Revenue on the first business day of January, let me tell you, all of the credits are going to be used up on day one. There's $120 million worth of credits that are earmarked for this scholarship. They will be used up on the first day of 2024. So this is the time to get your applications in. And then once it's approved by the Department of Revenue, you have 60 days to fund your commitment. So you are paying it up front, but at the same time, you can adjust your taxes throughout the year so you're not missing out on that money.
Well, what I really like what you said to me the other day when I was asking you to come on the show and explain this, because it can be very convoluted. People, you start thinking about taxes and money, you're like, I don't even want to deal with that now. It's not even tax season. You said something interesting, and you said, start small. What if you just want to do $100? $100 is $100 more than one student had in order to go to school. What about $200? Not everybody, filing jointly married can give $5,000 and write the check right away. So I like what you said, and any amount helps, right?
Absolutely. We do say that. We ask people to give what they can. And that way you become more familiar with the program. You see how it works. You see it's something that's very easy. And then you can decide if you want to give more later or just work within your budget. Every little bit helps.
Because you're going to pay the state at least $100.
Absolutely. You're going to pay them a lot more.
Yeah, right. Now, explain to me this, too, because, when we were chatting off air, I was asking why don't employers make it easy for us to take part of this? Because I guarantee you, Valerie, there are people who don't know that they can do this. There are businesses that don't know that they can contribute up to $25,000, you had mentioned. Right. So why don't, when somebody's getting onboarded at a new company or you're making your corrections for your, insurance, how that always comes up every year, and your deductions, and why don't they offer this? Why don't they tell people about this here in the state?
I think they just need to become better educated with the program, understand how it works, because we do offer it here at Cumberland for our employees. If they would like to participate in the program, we give them the opportunity to do that by fronting them the money, and then we just take it on the back end from their paycheck. So that is something that we can do to help facilitate the program. And I think more companies just need to become better educated on the process, that it is possible, it is doable. It may take a little bit of work on the front end, but in the back end, it's something that's very rewarding to a lot of families who need this extra money in order to send their child, especially someone who has special needs, to the right school where they can get the education that they deserve. And that's right.
Yes.
I have a lot of letters that I receive from parents who Cumberland has made a difference in their child's life, and they wouldn't have been able to attend if it wasn't for the Gold Scholarship Program. So we want to do what we can to educate the Georgia taxpayers, allow them to know that it's out there, that they have a choice of where they can spend their tax dollars. It's not going to go fix the potholes in your neighborhood, because my potholes have been there for years and they're not getting fixed. So why not put it towards scholarships for children that come in every day with smiling faces, where before, when they were in the public school system, it was more of a burden. It was more of something that was miserable for them. But now they have friends. Now they have teachers that understand them, and counselors. So we're asking that everyone just become a little bit more educated in the Gold Scholarship Program, the tax credit program, how they can become part of it, where maybe they can't give a donation, but they can redirect their taxes. They're already giving that money away. Why not give it towards something that's a better opportunity for someone else in the community?
I know, as a business owner, you're probably thinking, can we clone this lady? Who is Valerie Laura, and where can we get her DNA? Everybody needs a Valerie. Valerie Laura, the CFO of Cumberland Academy. Stay with me, because I want to find out where folks can find out a little bit more information and how other ways that goal benefits our community. Stay with me.
I'm Lear Gillenwaters. Thanks for checking out this episode of Life with the Spectrum. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll always see the newest episodes when they come out.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, the lovely Valerie Laura, the CFO of Cumberland Academy. Now, Valerie, we've been talking all day about GOAL, and I know there's other programs very similar to it, right? Do you know those names off the top of your head? Because I know every school might be different.
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned, GOAL is a student scholarship organization. The acronym is SSO. And there are actually 21 different SSOs in the state of Georgia. So even though, yeah, it's a lot. Even though Cumberland is partnered with GOAL, and I will say GOAL is the largest student scholarship organization in Georgia. Their website is phenomenal. So even if you just want to learn about the tax credit program, they have a lot of information on their website, which is goalscholarship.org. But there's also Apogee, which is used by a lot of the private schools. There's the Great SSO. There's Georgia SSO. So there are several different ones out there that taxpayers can utilize if they want to decide to redirect their taxes to scholarships.
And how does GOAL affect the community in other ways than just sending that child to the school that they so desperately need to go to because it fits within their parameters and can help them become successful, productive human beings in the end?
Well, what I say is, we're a school just outside of the perimeter in Sandy Springs. A lot of our families travel from all over the city of Atlanta, even Noonan, outside the perimeter. So these families that are able to come to Cumberland because of the GOAL Scholarship are going to utilize the companies that are around us. They're going to go to the Target that's down the street. They're going to go to the Starbucks that's down the street.
They're going to go see a Braves game.
Exactly. So they're going to utilize the community that's around us as well, and it's going to bring people into the neighborhood that weren't there before. So it's going to open up a new realm for them and new ways for those businesses to make a little extra money as well.
And would you say it improves the overall education system by having a choice? Because I
Absolutely.
can tell you, and this is honestly, Lyric was doing really well in public school. We live in Cobb County. Cobb County has some of the best, well, one of the best school systems in the state of Georgia, and he was doing well. But the rubber was hitting the road, and we knew that it was time to make that change for him. And I mean, Cumberland is a top 50 school in the country for children on the spectrum. How do you feel like it improves the overall education system when families take part of using goal?
Well, absolutely, because Georgia, I will say, is one state where you have a choice of where your child is educated. So if you want to find a school that is better suited for your child, they're going to thrive. And when your student is thriving, I know you as a mother and I as a mother, your family thrives as well because the house
Yes.
more calm, the house is happy when your child is doing well in school. And it's just your shoulders relax. You feel better. And I know that public schools do a good job, but some do not. And so we need to be able to have those options for the families, especially students on the spectrum that maybe some schools just don't understand. And I will say, as children get older, you go to middle school, you go to high school, it gets tougher. And when you're a little different, and you're a little bit not the same as everybody else, you get treated differently. And so the students that come into our school specifically, they're kind of the same. They fit together. They make friends. They have counselors when they have tough days. We have counselors that can help with our students. So the scholarship is definitely something that helps facilitate the family, not just when they're at school, but even at home, because everybody is more at peace when they have the education that fits right for their family.
Valerie, how can someone start redirecting right now? Like, do you have to wait until next year, or can you start redirecting right now?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I would not wait until next year because, like I said, on the first business day of 2024, those tax credits are going to be used up and you won't be able to apply for 2024. So currently, right now, what's happening is the Goal Scholarship Organization, and I'm sure all these other SSOs, are accepting applications right now. And the Goal Scholarship will hold on to those applications until the first day of 2024 when they submit all of them at one time to the Department of Revenue. And the Department of Revenue receives them on day one.
And so, one last question here. For a
Yeah.
family who receives goal, like mine, can we participate in goal then? So
We absolutely
we can give and we can receive.
Exactly. And that's where some people get confused as well, is that they don't realize that being a recipient also means that you can still be a participant. You can redirect your taxes so that you can be part of the solution to helping these kids participate and go to the school that they deserve to go to.
I appreciate you sitting with me today, Valerie Laura. Where can people find more information about goal, and how can people connect with you? I'm sure you're willing to take a phone call if somebody has a question.
Oh, I would love to talk to people because I feel like that's what helps the most is when you have these big question marks, is speaking one-on-one to someone who has been a part of the program, has seen it work, seen it be successful. So I'm more than happy to speak to anyone one-on-one if they want to call the school where I work. Can I give the phone number?
Yes, of course.
404-835-9000. You can ask for Valerie Laura. I'd be more than happy to speak to them one-on-one. Also, you can go to our website. We do have a lot of information about GOAL, which is cumberlandacademy.org. Or you can even go to the Goal Scholarship website. They have tons of information. It's goalscholarship.org.
And do they have the application online too for families who are just seeing this and saying, you know what, this is something I want to do? And don't forget, businesses can take part of this. You had mentioned up to $25,000 businesses. You know they're paying that in state taxes anyway.
Absolutely. You, as a LLC, a partnership, you can redirect up to $25,000. But even if you are a C Corp, you can redirect up to 75% of your tax liability, which is a game changer for sure. But you can absolutely, the website for goalscholarship.org has the application online. It's very quick and easy. It takes probably 2 minutes to complete. And then you just sit back and wait till the first of 2024 to hear back from the Department of Revenue and Goal. They keep you so informed. If that's the SSO that you decide to go to, they are very hands-on and they will walk you through the whole entire entire process.
Thank you again, Valerie Laura, CFO of the Cumberland Academy, for breaking down all that is the word goal. Thanks so much, Valerie.
Thank you.
Goal just seems like a no-brainer. The many reasons why you should redirect your state tax dollars. You're paying it anyway. Why not help send a boy or girl to the school that she or he needs, right? You know, you cannot, by the way, clone Valerie Laura. She's at the Cumberland Academy for good. Listen, you know, the next month or so, like I said, we're going to take the time to really dive a little bit deeper into schools. We'll be talking to a special needs school coming up. We're going to be talking to advocates. We're going to be talking to some therapists, all kinds of things trying to get you back to school right here in the state of Georgia and beyond. You know, this show, we have viewers from all over the place, and we really want to be in touch with you. So you can comment below. You can send me an email, gina@gcast.com. You know, for as big of a world as we have, the world of disabilities is very small, and we all kind of travel in the same circles, don't we? So it's important to get the information out to the communities that we serve, and we serve more than just Atlanta now. Thank you so much for checking into Life with the Spectrum. Make sure to subscribe to the show. Reach out to me, gina@gcast.com. It's GKASTS.com. And until next time, we live life with the Spectrum. See ya.
Bye.